Here's a question for you. How far in advance do you like to get your movie reviews? I'll tell you why I'm asking. Last week, here in London, there was a screening of The Sweeney, the new movie by Nick Love, starring Ray Winstone, based on the 1970s cop show. And I went along to see it. In fact, I got a new bus pass. Look, this is now my Sweeney bus pass. Get your trousers, son, you're nicked. The film isn't out for a few months, and I'm not going to review it now because there's not really much point. But the next day, a major broadsheet ran a review of The Sweeney. And the distributors were not best pleased. They sent around an email, slightly tetchy, but had a point, said, look, this is the reason why so many distributors have embargoes. Now, if you listen to the Kermode and Mayo show on 5 Live, you'll be aware we often talk about, we've seen this film, but we can't talk to you about it because it's embargoed until the week of release. And we joke about it, but the fact of the matter is, I understand the point. Distributors don't show movies to the press for fun. They show movies to the press because in the end that helps publicise the movie around the time of the movie's release. I often get asked, do distributors mind if you criticise their films? And generally the fact of the matter is that whether you like or dislike or give a good or a bad review to a film, it doesn't matter. Doing the reviews at the time of the film's release raises the profile of the film. That's why distributors show you the movies. But my question was this, from the point of view of the audience, do you want to have movies reviewed that far in advance? Now, sometimes in the case of festivals, when it's a public screening, it's a different matter. And films get reviewed at Cannes Film Festival, for example, and often good reviews will help those films get picked up by a distributor. But if you can't see a film for 2 or 3 months, do you want to read a review? Or is that just part and parcel of that whole PR thing that became such a problem with Prometheus? Loads of people here at the Kermode Uncut blog wrote in saying they hated Prometheus. And one of the reasons I think is that they had so many months of getting trailers and posters and stills and articles that by the time the film came out, not only could it not live up to their expectations, but honestly, they were a little bit fed up of it. See, from where I'm standing, I understand why distributors want to have this arrangement. We'll show you the film in advance because if you've got a long lead time magazine, which you need to get the reviews filed early, that's fine. But we want the reviews to come out when the film is out. And frankly, fair enough. From your point of view, do you want your reviews 3 months in advance? Do you want to know what somebody thinks of a film that early? Now, bear in mind, here at the Uncut site, we do occasionally do first response reviews. And I've always made a big point of saying, this is exactly what I think the minute I come out of the screening, and this isn't my review of the film, because I do think that things change. I mean, I saw the Friedkin film Killer Joe. I had to see it twice before I could properly review it. I did a review coming out of the Gaspar Noé film, Enter the Void, in which I said it was like having your head completely scrambled. That, I think, is a slightly different thing, but maybe even that I shouldn't do. Maybe I shouldn't talk about the film at all until you're able to judge it for yourself. Or maybe you do want to know. As soon as I've seen it, you want to hear what I think of it. Or maybe you never want to hear what I think of it. Let me know.